I would like to focus on missiles, because I have only 10 minutes time, as a focus in which all the major problems are reflected in and its proliferation in the region. I have three major points. So one is to present to you missiles as part of the overall problem. Secondly, missiles as part of a solution. According to the German poet Friedrich Hölderlin, wo die Gefahr wächst, wächst das Rettende auch. Where the danger is growing, the measures and the prospects of salvation are coming through. And thirdly, what the EU can do. First point, the missile proliferation problem. Let me present it to you in terms of reduced complexity, in terms of a square. You have the pole of the United States, you have Saudi Arabia, you have Israel, and you have Iran, and hopefully in the middle at some point again, a productive Egyptian road like in May 2010. In terms of vertical proliferation in the missile / for me, missile defense area, the United States is by far the largest proliferator on Earth and the largest recipient of missiles and missile defenses is the region, among others, His Highness country and the Emirates and Kuwait. Double digits of billions of dollars. It's good for the American economy, but I doubt that it's good for the proliferation problem in the region. Nevertheless, I would say, concerning your country, Your Highness, I think the good news is that the deliveries of missiles and missile defenses may reduce in your country the incentives to go nuclear. That's for me the good news, because I think for the time being, in the next 10, 15 years, you are used to be the net importer of security, and I think, good news, you're operational, not capable of being the producer of your own security. So I think you will be one of the countries who will stay under the wings of the American eagle. Following this square of four countries, I think we have Israel and we have Iran. And here we come to vertical proliferation, which means both countries are beefing up, improving, so to speak, their missile capabilities in terms of their quality, accuracy, and also in terms of numbers. Of course, this has to do with threat perceptions and with being part of an overall coalition within alliances and the conflict that exists in the region. But nevertheless, in both countries, I see the dark forces of the military-industrial complex at work. For Israel, you cannot explain why Israel needs a ICBM that goes 4,500 to 6,000 kilometers. Where is the enemy? The same holds true to a large extent to Iran and its missile program. Vertical proliferation and horizontal proliferation, again, to sum up as the major aspects of the region. I have left out the most eminent problem of proliferation on the sub-state level. We can deal with this in the upcoming question and answer session. The major point being the axis between Iran and Tehran. I will not go into this. We have a special session on that. My second point is missiles as the potential and their potential for solving problems of proliferation in the region. I say this not by focusing on missiles themselves, but by missiles as part of the envisaged Middle East Conference on WMD and to emphasize / means of deliveries. And missiles are part of the agenda envisaged by the international community for this conference in 2012, this year, hopefully. I see the potential for solving long-standing problems of proliferation, closely connected to armament and disarmament in the region, in the following way. In its wisdom, the international community has broadened the mandate. It's not just the fixation on the nuclear issue, it's biological weapons, it's chemical weapons, and of delivery vehicles. And this means there is potential at the table for trade-offs. And I think this is the key to success for such an agenda. It is the key for compromise, and I think it gets down to the core mentality of the entire region with its, call it, bazaar market mentality. And that means there is no room for 100% solutions, maximalist solutions. But there are golden opportunities, and that's what this conference stands for. There are golden opportunities for compromise as the basis for creating win-win situations. Secondly, in its wisdom, the international community has the phrasing in the mandate, freely arrived at. And I interpret this as incentives, again, as a golden opportunity for all countries in the region to come and to join and to talk and to negotiate. Again, not 100%, you don't get what you need, what you want, but you get probably 80%. You give a little, you take a little, and I think this is the major thing. And third, if you look back to this square, the main problem within the square is that all these problem countries hardly don't talk to each other. A forum like the Middle East Conference is again a golden opportunity to overcome the lack of direct communication. And Your Royal Highness, in one of your fantastic articles, you have said that even your country, when it comes to your relations to Israel, you cannot talk directly. I think this conference, if it happens, is an opportunity for all countries behind the scene at various levels to talk to each other. And if I had a wish, it would be that your king, that the chairman, the president of Iran, and Mr. Obama, hopefully re-elected and strong in that area, and Mr. Netanyahu, at some point, negotiate themselves behind the curtain on the issues that all bother us. My last point is, what can the Europeans do? I think they can do a lot. I will not talk about the current strategy towards Iran, because I think it's wrong, it's counterproductive, and it needs to be reversed. But I think what the Europeans could do in the missile area and beyond is start concrete outreach activities towards new target groups in the region, like young diplomats, like journalists, to educate them in the sense with the norms that we discuss here and which we think are valuable. And secondly, I think also in terms of small causes, but at the same time, probably a big impact over time, midterm and long term, could be to get preoccupied with the institutionalization of arms control / mediation concepts for the Middle East, entrenched in specific regional security centers as a way of empowering our colleagues there to take their own fate into their hands. To sum up, I would say that at this point, we are talking about weapons, we've talked about missiles. They are a problem, as the testing of the Iranian missile in December has shown. Right now, all we can do and should favor are measures to de-escalate the current crisis situation. And again, missiles
could be part of it. Let me conclude by citing an example we had in our multilateral study group the other day between an Iranian colleague and an Israeli colleague. Both fear the missiles of the other country, and they came up with a solution: why don't you cap the range of your missiles so that they cannot reach our country, and we kept the range of our missiles so that they cannot reach your country. And I think this could be a confidence-building measure within a needed strategy to de-escalate the current situation within the broader context of the WMD/DVs-free zone as a golden opportunity for bringing a new thinking about security in the region that is not longer based on unilateralism, but which could provide an opportunity for cooperative, small, selected measures to increase security and to reduce the security dilemma. Thank you so much.